Headstands. So many people want to be in a headstand so badly that they kick up and they hurt themselves, or you fall and then you get really scared to try it again. And so just a few tips today to set you up for a good headstand. Whether you're about to get into it or not really doesn't matter. And also please let me remind you that you're not more of a yogi when you get upside down, okay? So when you're ready, we'll just start to work a little bit of abdomen. And the reason why I want to do that is that that's so important. Strong abdomen will have you lift and lighten up more. So what you want to do is to come and lie down onto a mat here. And then particularly the lower abs are quite important in that lift and in that tuck. And so we'll just start to warm up our abs by bringing the legs up to the ceiling. Let your arms, your head, your shoulders rest down, because believe me, you will have these working soon enough. So let that all be super relaxed here as we take those little pulses here. So as we take little pulses, I want you to imagine your lower back being glued to the floor, like a brick lying onto your stomach. And you're trying to lift off the floor, but you can't because you're super glued. Tiny little pulses. And so ultimately I want you to be working that little bit here in between the belly button and the pubic bone, that kind of stubborn bit of our body. And also those are kind of the abs that never seem to show up today. So teeny tiny little pulses. Breathe. If this is still going well for you and there's no back issues and definitely no pregnancies, then maybe make that bigger. Tuck knees to your nose and then take a leg extension forward. So a tuck and a lift, and it's nice and slow, it's nice and controlled. There's no kind of using momentum as you lift, and it's really that rippling of the spine which makes it quite nice. And there's always a third option now. If it's still going great here, then really tuck those knees and take a double leg extension, only as far forward where you're still able to hug the lower spine and vertebra into the floor. So we'll just take about 3 more and really just stick to the option that works best for you rather than getting our lower back a little bit angry. And the last one. Very nice. Then from there on out, set the feet to the floor. See if you can roll yourself up. I love a little bit of core work seated up. It just makes us so much stronger than when we rely on the floor and get into our head and what we can and can't do. For this one, I'm allowing you to round through the spine, very un-yoga, very Pilates. Round through the spine, squeeze the belly in, think ribs to hips. Reach the arms forward and just hold that there. We're again wanting to find that burn, that connection into the abs. Maybe even reach your hands up if you're feeling quite strong today, and just sit here and breathe. And if you're not shaking or burning, go a little bit lower. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming all the way up. Fantastic. We'll find a forearm plank from here on out. So flip yourself over, and of course, our shoulders need to be warm before we get upside down. So bring those hands into your forearm plank, your arms, your elbows are shoulder width apart, and then you just step those feet back, right? We're into that forearm plank, which I know we all know. See if you can breathe here. Press around through the upper back here. Draw into the belly and engage those legs. Breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring that down to the floor, and we'll pop ourselves into a plank now, so full plank. Onto the hands. Grip nicely through those hands. Park the shoulders right above those wrists and pour yourself back into that strong shape. I want to work the upper back muscles here. So we start to fold through the shoulders and then pressing around. Fold and pressing around. It's that sense of collapsing through the upper back, which is basically our faulty plank. And you feel those back muscles really switch on, right? For 3 more, arms stay strong and long and straight. 2 more. 1 more. And in plank, we're still always working our abs. That's the beauty, isn't it? Last little bit of work here to do for the abs, for the shoulders, and then we'll just give it a go, but just sticking with foundations, little bits, and if it works, it works, and if it doesn't work, try again tomorrow, right? So we'll move back a little bit, and I'd like you to have a little towel there. And we'll pop our feet onto the towel. Move yourself back, back, back. Make sure you've got enough space. Otherwise, it's always nice to just double pad the mat, yeah? We'll come back to a forearm plank. Slide those feet out, and we'll take some plank to pikes. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. So you're cleaning the floor in the meantime, which is excellent. But we're again tilting and lifting and scooping from the lower abdomen, lifting up. And again, if you do your Pilates as well, this is well familiar to you, I am sure. So one or so more, and then give yourself a little bit of a break again and breathe. So that's also how we start to get upside down, and that sweeping and that lifting. So you might not use the towel anymore, you do. Either way, really all is fine. And if you're really absolutely petrified, then come close to a wall, right? So you can't flip over. Don't do it at least behind something like very steep, just in case. But we might not even go that far. So what I'd like you to do, first of all, is come back to those forearms. And then bring the top of that flat bit of your head onto the floor. So you were easily looking at your toes. And then from there now, coming back into that plank shape and lift and sweep. So let's do that a few rounds. Lift and sweep. So take that about 3-4 rounds, because that is how we start to set up that lifting, that sweeping, and that engagement. Good. One more, and then give yourself a little break again, because it's nice to take these steps, but then also not to rush it, because then ultimately we might have warmed up in such a way that you're all of a sudden super tired. And yes, this is already such a short little tutorial, just to kind of, you know, get us back into, oh, let's try it maybe a different way rather than just sweeping those legs up and going for it. So on the next one, coming back, flat head, bit of head to the floor, interlacing those fingers right behind it. So again, that interlaced finger grip right behind your head. Make sure there's no high bum onto your head with like high hair or something like that. And then again, sweeping up, and see if you can just lift the foot and then the other foot and just stay. Press out of the shoulders. Now if you can stay there, then you're on the right track. You stay and you stay and you breathe. And if you can stay and breathe, coming out and just taking a breath again. So that's, you're like there, basically you're there. You just lifted from the lower abs and you found yourself into the right shape. You're already just onto your forearms, working those shoulders, and you're not doing any crazy leg flips or anything like that. So let's give this just one more try then. Again, get back to your setup. Take it back with or without the towel, it really doesn't matter. Sweep it back up, maybe one leg, maybe the other leg. Try and press out of those shoulders, and then maybe one leg up. Maybe not, maybe the other leg up, or maybe you come back and switch sides. So just give that a little whirl. It's hard to talk and do that. And again, if you're feeling like it's a bit scary, just pop yourself towards a wall space so you just know it's there. Yeah, so if you do fall or anything like that, then that's just there for you to catch you, and then you can flip yourself back. And so always trying to come in and come out of our inversions kind of without a sound. It really needs to be such a muscle-oriented shape. Give that a little try, guys, instead of leg flipping, and let me know how you go.